What if I told you that one of the most electrifying young stars in Major League Baseball was hiding in plain sight? Gunnar Henderson, the Baltimore Orioles prodigy, has quietly emerged as a future face of MLB.
Henderson snares it. A bazooka! You shall not pass. Bucket to right field. Gunnar Henderson homers for a fourth consecutive game.
Henderson. That is tough, Eddie Rosario.
Henderson destroys it. Right.
Yet somehow he's still flying under the radar. The truth is, Gunnar's potential is downright terrifying, and nobody seems to be paying attention. He's rewriting the script on what it means to be a young phenom in the MLB. From jaw-dropping home runs to clutch plays that leave even veteran players speechless, this kid is on a whole different level. But the scariest part? Well, he's just getting started. At just 23 years old, Henderson is already smashing records and setting new standards. 2+ years into his MLB career, and it's clear he's not just another flashy rookie. He's a unique talent that's quickly becoming one of the most feared players in the league. With a batting average hovering around 270 and an OPS well above 800, he's crushing opposing pitchers like it's nothing. His ability to hit for both power and average makes him a complete nightmare for any defense. Just ask those who've tried and failed to slow him down. And it's not just the stats that make him special, it's how he plays the game. Henderson doesn't just swing for the fences, he attacks every pitch like it's his personal hunting ground. His instincts on the field are freakish, his hands are lightning quick, and his fearless attitude makes him play like a seasoned vet. His former coach, Kyle Moore, once referred to him as a caged tiger ready to unleash. Well, he's not that wrong, because the level of aggressiveness in Gunnar's play is something else. It's a factor you can't teach. So why isn't everyone raving about him the way they've been raving about others in his age group? Why is the league sleeping on one of the most dynamic young talents of this generation? Only real baseball fans know this guy is the real deal. He's got the talent to take over and change the game as we know it. And in case you haven't seen it yet, don't worry. We'll show you why Gunnar Henderson might just be the face of MLB in the near future. Gunnar Henderson's journey to MLB greatness didn't follow the typical blueprint. Coming straight out of high school, he wasn't supposed to make it. Scouts doubted his ability to transition to the pros, and history wasn't on his side either. Most high school prospects crash and burn before ever reaching their projected potential in the big leagues. A lot of them fizzle out before their careers even get started. But Gunnar, he wasn't about to be a part of the negative statistics. He wanted to be a disruptor of what agents and scouts believed to be the norm. Born and raised in Selma, Alabama, Gunnar was already turning heads at John T. Morgan Academy, where he became a multi-sports standout. But it was baseball where he truly shined, racking up accolades and catching the attention of scouts. But despite his undeniable talent, doubts lingered. Many believed he wasn't ready for the majors, that he lacked the maturity and polish to succeed against professional pitching. Yet, there was always one thing they underestimated: his relentless drive and ironclad work ethic. When the Baltimore Orioles took a chance on him in the second round of the 2019 draft, not everyone was convinced. Some saw it as a gamble, a reach for a kid who might never develop into a big league talent. Gunnar knew that. He felt the pressure and heard the whispers, but instead of crumbling under the weight of expectations, he thrived on it. He hit the gym harder, honed his craft, and methodically worked his way up through the Orioles farm system. And before you know it, coaches took notice, teammates respected him, and slowly but surely, the kid from Alabama became a force to be reckoned with. In 2022, Gunnar Henderson finally got his shot at the show, debuting at just 21 years old. You'd expect a firestorm of hype and viral moments, but his debut was surprisingly quiet. There was no mind-blowing highlight reel to kick off his MLB career, just a solid, composed performance that spoke volumes about his poise and maturity. The raw, flashy talent wasn't the first thing you noticed. Instead, it was the subtle brilliance, his instinct, his awareness on the field, and the quiet confidence that screamed, "I belong here." But critics didn't seem to see his incredible talents for what they were at first. To them, he was just another young player bound to hit a wall. But Gunnar wasn't about the hype, he was about results. He didn't just adapt to the majors, he thrived in them. And by the end of his rookie season in 2023, he had smashed through every expectations. The numbers don't lie. Gunnar was an absolute beast. He led all rookies with a sensational 28 home runs and racked up 82 RBIs, outpacing almost every rookie in the American League. His total WAR, or wins above replacement, ranked him the 5th best player in the AL. And remember, at this time, he was just 22. His arm strength was in the 84th percentile among all MLB players, and his sprint speed was in the 85th percentile too. He didn't just hit hard, he hit rockets. More than 52% of his batted balls left the bat at over 95 miles per hour. In plain terms, he was a power-hitting speed demon powerhouse. But it didn't stop at the plate. His presence on the base paths was a nightmare for opposing teams. He tied for 3rd in the entire league with 9 triples and maintained a 61% rate of taking the extra base, ranking in the top 10. On top of that, he scored 100 runs, one of just 17 players to do so. Scoring runs is how you win games, and Gunnar was the epitome of a game changer. Despite being named the AL Rookie of the Year, the hype around the baseball world about Gunnar wasn't as intense as many expected it to be. He didn't have the hype train that guys like Elly De La Cruz had. Maybe it was because Gunnar wasn't the flashy newcomer making headlines or pulling off outrageous stunts on the field. But what he did have was undeniable greatness wrapped in a humble, unassuming package. His rookie season was the stuff of legends. It showed real flashes of his brilliance and the new levels he could unlock in the near future. But still, everyone was sleeping on him. The beautiful thing about numbers is that they don't lie. They clearly showed that Gunnar's potential was on a world-class level. He wasn't just good, he was dominating his peers. In the 2024 regular season alone, he posted a solid .281 batting average with 37 home runs and 92 RBIs, while also swiping over 10 bases and maintaining a .364 on-base percentage. Combine that with a .529 slugging percentage, and you get an impressive .893 OPS. That's not just good, that's elite. And while Gunnar's racked up some really incredible masterclass performances in the past year or two, one of his best performances has to be the game against the Yankees, where Gunnar went 4 for 4 with 2 home runs, a double, and 5 RBIs. It was the kind of game that showcased his raw power and impeccable bat control, and it left everyone wondering how they hadn't seen his greatness before. It's no surprise that Brandon Hyde can't stop singing his praises after almost every game. The Orioles manager once said he couldn't get over how unbelievably good Gunnar has become. To him, there isn't anything he isn't good at, despite being just 22 years old. When you're averaging an exit velocity of 93 miles per hour with a hard hit rate of over 53%, there's no way your coach wouldn't rave about you. And let's not forget his 11.2% barrel rate, proving that when Henderson makes contact, he's not just hitting, he's crushing. You could easily see why pitchers are sweating bullets every time he steps up to the plate. It took a while for everyone to see, but Gunnar Henderson's ceiling has always been sky high. He's not just a slugger or a speedster or a defensive wizard. He's all three. He's a complete package, combining power, speed, and defense with a maturity that's beyond his years. His performance in the playoffs, going 6 for 12 with a home run despite the Orioles being swept, showed he can rise to the occasion. Scouts and analysts who once sniffed at him are finally catching on, realizing that he's not just good, he's elite. Orioles manager Brandon Hyde and every coach that's ever coached Henderson all say the same thing: impeccable leadership, spirit, and work ethic. They all rave about how humble he is and how his presence uplifts the entire clubhouse. And the All-Star Game in 2024 was another defining moment for Gunnar's young career. He didn't just make the roster, he made his presence felt. Honestly, Gunnar's relentless work ethic and ability to rise to the occasion are what makes him truly special. With numbers like his and a mindset built for greatness, it's not just possible, it's probable that Gunnar Henderson could become the face of baseball in the coming years. The MVP conversations are starting, and trust me, it won't be long before his name is at the top of everyone's list. Many compare him to active players like Carlos Correa at the same age, but the truth is, Gunnar is carving out his own legacy. MLB insiders and some ignorant fans are finally starting to recognize his greatness, and his unique combination of tools is setting him apart from the competition. The bottom line is, Gunnar's potential is limitless, especially if he manages to stay injury-free. His balance of power, speed, and defense makes him a unicorn among today's stars. And as long as he keeps putting in the work and fine-tuning his game, there's no telling how far he'll go. With his raw talent and relentless drive, it's not just about what he's done so far, it's about what's next. The scary truth is that Gunnar is only getting better, and his story is far from finished. As the spotlight continues to grow brighter, don't be surprised when he takes center stage as one of the game's elites and an MVP candidate year in and year out. I hope you can now see just how awesome this guy is and what a weapon he is on the Orioles. You don't even have to be a fan to recognize that he's got some serious game. So what do you think about him? Do you feel the comparison to Carlos Correa is on point? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. And while you're still here, leave us a like and subscribe to our channel, especially if you're a huge baseball fan.